What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about things that I've learned from losing a job and getting into entrepreneurship. So there's a couple things I'm going to go over that whenever you're working a job, you may not think about until you lose a job or until you want to get into entrepreneurship. And for me, it didn't really click until Corona hit. When Corona hit, I had lost my job, like a lot of other people. And at the time, I was working a job for 4 years and I was the management position. And so whenever I started working there, as a a freshman, I think that I started. I was like, this is the job that I'm gonna work at. This is what I'm gonna do. But you never think about what the next steps are unless you're going to college or unless you want to get into a career. And so for me, whenever I was starting to, work a job, I was like, we'll just see where this takes me. I'm just gonna stay here and this is what I'm gonna do for right now, right? So 4 years later, Corona happens, management role. Clearly I've had a lot of experience with the company and they've leveled me up, but it's only because, I've had the experience to do it, right? So once Corona hit, people lost their jobs, including myself, and I get this call saying, hey, we're gonna shut down the company or we're gonna shut down the building, and so we're gonna have to let you go. And in that very moment, I realized that no matter how much experience, no matter how much, people like you, no matter how much skills you have in a job, you might not be able to keep that job forever, right? You might be able to go somewhere else and be another employee somewhere else, but working a job isn't guaranteed. Things can always happen. And the thing is that I've also learned is that whenever you work a job, you can always just be replaced. That's what happens, is that, you work a job and the only reason that you got hired is because you replaced somebody else that left. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go over a couple of things that I've learned, at least in my experience of entrepreneurship and working a job in this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. So after Corona happened, I ended up working at Walmart, right? And whenever Walmart hired me, they were like, look, we're gonna hire you, and clearly people need jobs, and you would think that the store isn't gonna go anywhere, so this job isn't gonna go anywhere, right? Thing is that whenever I got hired as a temporary, and I didn't even realize it. I was thinking, okay, I'm about to get a job. This is what I'm gonna do until the Corona passes. This is gonna have some money coming in, whatever the case is. But after a couple months, they were like, hey, we're gonna have to let you go because you were hired as a temporary. And I was like, how does that work? Like, how do you hire someone temporarily and then be like, all right, we're gonna find someone else to fill the job that we just let you go for? You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that in my head started to baffle me. So I would be like, okay, well, what can I do to start making money on my own? And what can I do? Like, there has to be a way. There's clearly businesses everywhere that operate without having to worry about, getting fired or getting let go. So I'm sitting there and I started thinking about, okay, well, what can I do to start making money on my own and to be able to grow? So then I was like, okay, well, let me dabble into, at that time, it was Uber, trying to do stuff on my own, doing stuff on my own time. Clearly, people couldn't really leave. So a lot of people were like delivering food, right? That was one of the first things. The other thing is that I got into Forex trading. And at first I was learning that with my family, and I had, a mentor program I was learning it through and everything like that. But over time, I really understood that you can make money. Like, money is always moving, right? So the thing is that you have to learn how to get in between it, because that's the thing that businesses are doing. From you to get from the product to Amazon to you, Amazon is the middle person, right? You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to wait for any, certain, products to take forever to get to you. Amazon has 3-day shipping or maybe 5-day shipping, and it's like, we're the middleman that can get the product, ship it from us to you, right? They're the middleman. So they're the ones that's making a lot of money. And I started understanding that no matter where you work at or what you do, if you don't have the certain skills to be able to do it on your own or to create something on your own, then you're always gonna be stuck in the rat race. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna be stuck in trying to work for someone else, doing the 9-to-5 thing, trying to figure out what is it that I can do so that I can be able to make enough money for my living. And so as an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? What you have to do and what you have to realize is that money is constantly moving. So with the moment that you can figure out how to create something or how to, invent something that is going to bring the money to you instead of to the other products, that's what can actually get you off and start, making you successful. You know what I'm saying? Or you do something like Forex trading or stocks or investing, where the money is based on how you are, how you were making it. I feel like Forex is the only thing where you're actually in control of like the money that you make. Like real estate, yeah, but like it depends on like the house that you do. And like, you know, investments, you can invest in something, but it depends on how the stock does. But like with Forex, you're more so in control of like how the market, you know, it's not that you're controlling how it moves, but you can make money whenever it goes up or down. So if you're able to analyze it and know how to read it, then you can start to make money on it. And that's one of the best things I like about it. Another key thing that I learned from working a job is the importance of saving. Whenever Corona happened, I'm so glad that I was already saving, because during that time frame, I still have bills, I still had things that I had to take care of. And if I were just making checks and spending them on things that didn't matter or things that I thought would matter, then I wouldn't have money to actually invest or to do the things that I wanted to do. So saving money is probably one of the key things that I learned, because the moment that you actually have money that's backed up, or, you know, that's in a different like Roth IRA account or investments, you don't have to worry about always trying to like make, you know, living paycheck to paycheck. So the way that I like to break it down is, if your bills or whatever is about 50 to 60%, then put that towards, you know, your rent money or whatever the case is, and then 15% of that put towards savings. I do another 15%. You can do that towards investments, and then whatever is left you can use for, you know, going out to eat, going to do whatever you want to buy, right? Doing whatever it is that you enjoy doing. But always find a way to break down what you're already spending and then what you're making. That way you're not just spending all your money living paycheck to paycheck, because that's what a lot of people end up doing, is that you make $1,000 and then you use 900 of it and you're like, oh, I only got $100 left to like try to make this work for a period of time, or this is all I have left to be able to like invest or try to like grow my business or grow my entrepreneurial stuff that I want to do with. You know what I'm saying? So find a balance that can actually work for you, because what a lot of people do is that they spend their money and they don't find a way to balance it. And so that's how people end up living paycheck to paycheck, and that's not where I want you to be at. And the last thing that I would say I learned is entrepreneurship is a lot harder than having a job, which is why a lot of people will stay at their jobs, because it's comfortable, it's something reliable. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, you know, it's going to be difficult. It's supposed to be difficult, because you can't just be a successful business owner in your first year or, you know, in the first couple months, right? It's going to take a hard work, it's going to take a process, it's going to take some type of team, you know, someone that's going to actually be able to motivate and possibly mentor you to actually get you to the place that you want to get to. So it's supposed to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get into it, figure out what your niche is, figure out where the money is at, and then start to get into that. And then from there, that's where you can actually be able to escape your 9-to-5. Now, if you want to work a 9-to-5 and do entrepreneurship, you can always do that. I personally do that because it maxes out the money that you can make, but it also maxes out the connections and the talents that you can be able to acquire over time. You never know who you meet, and all of a sudden they want to join what you're doing, and it's because you're working at that 9-to-5 job, or you're working at this place where it can get you connections to, you know, whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this and you want to become an entrepreneur, go for it, but understand it's going to be hard, and understand the niche that you want to get into, and then find where the money is at. So that being said, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram, King Malone. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until then, I will catch you on the next video. Gone.